Rumors are that allegedly this one thing may be the last straw that breaks the back of Kandi and Todd's marriage. What is it? Well, I have some new information here in part 2 that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about. And it centers around rumors that allegedly this one thing may be the last straw that breaks the back of Kandi and Todd's marriage. What is it? Well, I have some new information in part 2 that may answer that question and more. And here it goes. Many people behind the scenes feel that Kandi and Todd's marriage may not be in the best of places. Mama Joyce drama aside, Todd is allegedly also becoming increasingly frustrated with Kandi over this second big issue in their marriage. A source said, Kandi and Todd's marriage for the most part appeared strong during the earlier seasons. Their power couple dynamic was solid and a joy to watch. However, things have started to allegedly go south. The source continued, Todd is a good guy, a family man, whose main goal in life is to provide love, safety, and security for his family. It seems like Kandi has taken those genuine qualities and confused them in her own way. The source explained, providing love, security, and safety for your family comes in different forms. For Kandi, it's the financial form, and for Todd, it's the self-fulfilling form. He really feels in order to provide those things for his family, he has to feel and be at his whole and best complete personal self. Something Kandi doesn't quite understand. So the question is, what has Kandi done that has allegedly left Todd super upset? Well, an industry insider said that allegedly Kandi's blind ambition is causing major issues in her marriage to Todd. Todd loves the fact that Kandi is a successful businesswoman, said the source. One of the main reasons he's so attracted to her. However, it seems lately that her ambition of becoming an EGOT winner is getting the best of her. The source continued, before this EGOT pursuit, Kandi would spend her work and family time in a meaningful way, and it made her presence felt in a big way. But now it seems that family and work time are just things she has to check off her big list of things to do, with no meaningful thought. Everything is a task that needs to be completed, regardless of how she gets it done, ended the source. The blind ambition has made her completely unaware of Todd's needs, both personally and professionally. Todd is always there for Kandi in her projects. Always, said the source. And now when he needs Kandi the most, she doesn't seem to be willing or even able to pour into his projects the same way he has always poured into hers. It's unfortunate and maybe the final straw that breaks the back of their marriage. Todd has always been there supporting all of Kandi's projects, no matter how big or small. So now Todd has a new passion in movies that he is ready to make a career. And Kandi seems to be nowhere in sight, ended the source. All sources agree that this is a bad look for Kandi. Even Kandi's co-stars on Real Housewives of Atlanta have acknowledged it and are encouraging her to try and fix it as soon as possible. Yes, said the source, there are some issues, but when your friends are seeing them, it becomes different. Especially with Kenya, said the source, one friend who has gone down this road before and knows how it can end. So, with that being said, can Kandi finally put her EGOT pursuits aside in order to save her marriage? The source said, maybe, maybe not. Maybe she needs to edit some things out to devote more time to her family and friends. But we would just have to wait and see if Todd gets tired of waiting. Now, kinfolk, That was a lot. And our part two of some information I got over this last week regarding some new developments with Todd and Kandi. So we're gonna just hop right into this rumor and see what's parts of it that could actually be somewhat factual. And the first thing that I do find very interesting about all of this is this. Kandi's success appears to be a double-edged sword, especially in her marriage to Todd. As some sources are saying that, her being a successful businesswoman is one of the things that attracted Todd to her the most. And the fact that it's also one of the things that has become a point of contingency in their marriage is very unfortunate. Now, a lot of people say that Todd is not, as successful as Kandi or doesn't bring as much to the relationship or the marriage as Kandi does. And my sources are saying behind the scenes that just isn't true. Todd on his own right was just as successful as Kandi at the beginning of their marriage and now where they are in the middle part of their marriage. And so with that being said, it's not the fact that he is looking for her to slow down to devote more time necessarily to the marriage in order to keep his ego in control. But my sources are saying that it's more so getting her to slow down and balance out the relationship and their family. And that makes perfectly good sense to me. It seems as if, with Kandi, her success in her business, it has not only become an extension of who she is as a person, but it seems like it's become all of who she is as a person. Now, I will admit, Kandi is, still young. In her mindset, it may be, get it now while I'm young. So in my 50s, my 60s, I can, chill out. But if we are to learn anything from Kandi, it just doesn't seem like she's the type of person to sit back and chill out. It seems as if making money, or being in business, which is not a bad thing, has become not only just a hobby to her, but who she is. And when it becomes so ingrained into your DNA, I really think it's going to be hard for her to back away from it or even slow down from it. So with that being said, I could definitely see how it could be a double-edged sword for Todd. At one hand, he's attracted to it, but also at another end, it can become a pain to deal with from time to time. Now, Kinfo, the next part of this rumor that I do find also very interesting and very unfortunate is this. You can say what you want to about Todd, but Todd has always, and I mean always, like my source said, been there for Kandi in her many projects. Kandi herself said she even leans on Todd a lot of times for her projects because he has a great logistical mindset and he has knowledge in certain industries that makes him a great partner. Also, my sources are saying that Todd really does keep Kandi focused on her many moving pieces of her many businesses and many projects. So what's so unfortunate about this is, for someone who has been super supportive of Kandi, you would think that she would carve out the time, and I mean carve it out, and put his projects on her list and devote as much time to them as he has with her many projects. And it's not necessarily like the scopes or things he's trying to do are not in Kandi's particular professional wheelhouse. It's entertainment. It's dealing with scripts. It's dealing with production, budgeting, all things that Kandi is very versed in. And so it seems as if what Todd is wanting to do does not necessarily fit what Kandi wants to do, or something that benefits her, it seems as if she doesn't have as much enthusiasm about getting it done. Not saying she doesn't want to get it done or that she doesn't want to help. It kind of seems as if it doesn't fit into her grand scheme or what she wants her life to be about or wants her success to look like, she doesn't necessarily put that much attention and energy into it. Unlike Todd, who's much more of a team player who puts his all into all of Kandi's projects, and probably at the sacrificing of some of his own personal projects and ambitions. So with that being said, it's kind of unfortunate that kind of storyline is playing out this season, and it's sometimes a little frustrating to watch if you look at it from Todd's perspective. Now, kinfolk, another part of this rumor that I do find very interesting, that I think is something that Kandi needs to do, and something a lot of fans have pointed out on social media, and it's this. Many fans have said this, and I've said this as well. I think it has come to a time where being on Real Housewives of Atlanta for 14 seasons, almost 15 years, it's time for Kandi to step back and edit some of her goals. You can only do so much within a year. And I think if Kandi could step back and edit out her goals, like what are the things that she's doing that are developing and helping contribute to how she wants to see her overall life in terms of success. What are those things? And commit to them. Edit them out and then prioritize them. And I think once she does that, she will find that creating this family time with her family and being able to devote time with her family and with Todd becomes a lot easier. So with that being said, I do think Kandi really does need to step back and edit some of her goals and some of the things that she wants to achieve in life. Right now, she wants to become an EGOT winner. And this is new information that her and Todd have a Tony nomination, and they're also going on to produce or be part of the producing team for the Riz revival. It goes to show you that, she is finally, I think, focused on what she really wants to do. And I think that she needs to hone in on that and make sure that is the forefront of her mind. And so when she does that, she can realize it doesn't take that much of her time. And she can probably edit out and schedule her time better to where she can help Todd with his projects that are most equally important, and I think could also probably help her reach that EGOT status if she just takes the time to step back and look at it. Now, kinfolk, it's something else about this rumor that I found very interesting. And if you are to believe this rumor, because right now it's all alleged information and speculation, but this next part is very interesting because it has everything to do with Marlo. And it's this. Now, we've talked about this situation on the channel about Marlo and her comments about Kandi not being a very present mom, right? And I do think that, we have to be very careful when we start to, debate or criticize someone's parenting skills. Kandi is not the only busy mom out there, or Todd's not the only busy father out there. There are plenty of women who work 2 jobs and can't always be there for some of those moments they want to be there for their child. So Kandi in this situation is not just unique to her. However, I do think Marlo has made a point to where it does appear that Kandi is not able to devote a lot of meaningful time, I would say, or just a lot of time to her family, especially the little ones that she probably will want to devote to it. And with that being said, I just feel like it's very hard for Kandi to continue to, I guess you can say, scold or continue to reprimand Marlo for her parenting skills when Marlo is just trying to do the best she can, being thrown into this role of being a mother. So I think that Kandi can have a little bit more compassion when it comes to Marlo. And I also think that Kandi probably does have a lot of compassion when it comes to Marlo and her nephews. I just think their feud and them constantly feuding has probably made her blind to Marlo's real life problems and real life struggles of becoming a mom pretty much overnight. So with that being said, I do think that Kandi can start showing Marlo a little bit more compassion because, Kandi, I think, is struggling with the same thing Marlo is struggling with. How to, recalibrate herself to being a different mom in this different season or this new season of her life and her career. Now, kinfolk, the last thing about this rumor that I just find somewhat bad is this. It's bad when other people see the issues, especially those like Kenya, who's been through something like this before. It's bad when outside people can see your issues that you're having in your marriage and then name those issues and then make their argument very logical. And I think Kandi has a hard time taking advice, especially constructive advice. And she may look like, when the ladies are talking on the screen, she may look as if she's taking it all in, but I don't think that. I think she's more so trying to keep her emotions intact and not, overreact and not make a scene with her emotions when the ladies are telling her about, how she should maneuver in her marriage. Kandi, to me, I don't know. She comes off as a very prideful woman, but she does very good at hiding it. Also, she does come off stubborn. These ladies have been telling Kandi, or at least giving her some suggestions on how she should, move in her relationship and in her marriage and in her career, and especially within the dynamic of her mother and Todd. And the advice that she's been given by Cynthia and especially by Kenya has been very sound advice. But she continues, in my opinion, to ignore it and continue to do things the way she wants to do them. And there, I think, kinfolk, is the issue, and why allegedly Todd may just be tired of all of this back and forth with trying to get Kandi to be more balanced in her life. And so with that being said, if friends can see it, where there's smoke, there's fire. Do I think that Kandi's blind ambition is going to be the straw that breaks the back of her and Todd's marriage? No, I don't think so at all. I really do believe that Kandi's, I'm gonna say, not necessarily her ambition, but her business life in her running business is something that her and Todd can actually bond over. And I do think they bond over building things and building an empire. I just do think the issue comes in when that attention and that neglect tends to sneak up when Kandi is doing sometimes just too much. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. If you are to believe this rumor that Kandi's blind ambition may be the straw that breaks the back of her marriage to Todd, do you think Kandi is able to fix it and slow it down? Or do you think Kandi is forever a hustler and she's going to keep going and keep going, maybe at the detriment of her marriage? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.